whatever comes to mind. Whatever comes to mind, you hear somebody mentioning Padungan, the brand new Sheraton, Kuching. Yes.
Rugby.
Rugby. Yep, something high. Yes, I'll be on that. Padungan market. Place where you can get almost everything. I'll tend to agree with that. Only shops there. And now, I'll give you a little bit of history and geography. And please don't yawn yet. I know you have that experiences in school, history and geography, but I promise to make it light and interesting. Then I will zoom in on key areas of Padungan. And I'll tell you why I zoom in on key areas. I'll talk a little bit about pioneers and personalities of Padungan, which are very covered in very much detail in my book. I'll talk about the activities, eating, obviously, the working, the playing, entertainment, and the praying, religious establishments. And finally, I'll end up with talking about the heritage of Padungan that we should preserve. Since I was young, but mostly it was still essays, articles, and magazines, and whatever. But back just before COVID, in 2018 or 2019, remember this Kino magazine? Yeah, this is something you know, narration. She invited me, can you please write something about the area of Kuching? Sometimes we tend to forget what Kuching was like back in the 19th century. So this is a picture, a sketch actually, of the Kuching School Bazaar in 1840. So basically you're looking at what is now either Yanzia Road or Main Bazaar. Yeah, so thatch houses, wooden houses by the river. It's supposed to be 1840. And if you look at what the pioneers, people like James Brooke, described in his own journals about Kuching, he says that Kuching was a little town with brown huts, long houses made of wood or hard stems of the nipa palm, sitting in brown skyline at the edge of Mount Flats. Not a very impressive description, right? Another person who you might heard of, Hugh Law. Hugh Law was a British official who later became the resident in Perak, in the peninsula. He came to Kuching in 1844, and he described it as a Malay village, 40 miserable Chinese shops, thatched houses, not a house of brick in place, only the wooden ones, those of the Raja and his officers. The town was in a swamp, surrounded to the house doors by jungle, and one small schooner communicating with the outside world. So again, a very humble beginning for Kuching. Another picture of the old bazaar, a little bit more developed in 1864 now. You can start seeing the shape of our main bazaar coming up. I want to show you this map of Kuching in 1890. Some of you may have seen that. There were then two rivers very prominently in the middle of Kuching. One was the Sungai Gatak and one was the Sungai Kuching. Sungai Gatak, for those who don't know, was a waterway that flows under what is today our open air market, all the way to the front of the police station. So there's a waterway that goes to the front. It's been covered up many years ago. The other one, Sungai Kuching, closer to our story here, is the one that flowed in front of the Tokekong Temple and through to the Sarang River just beside the Chinese Museum. So imagine a river that came all the way from our reservoir park down through in front of St. Mary's School, through the what used to be Red Cinema, Wire Street, the Tokekong Temple, and then into the Sarang River by the side of the Chinese Museum. The third point I want you to notice is where Padungan is. Padungan Road, if you look at the right-hand side of the map, is mentioned there quite clearly, next to the old temple, which is the Tokekong Temple. If you are facing the Tokekong Temple, you know there's a little road between the temple and the hotel, the road that goes up here. That used to be Padungan Road. That was where Padungan Road started, not the area that you see over. So I actually walked by there, and at the last picture on the bottom right, you can see the slight incline. And back in those days, the incline was steeper. You had to go up. And the descriptions of rickshaw pullers not wanting to. This is the map that all of you have in front of you. I think it's important because this is where I want to emphasize the scope of Padungan as I described in my book. I am not just talking about Jalan Padungan, the two rows of shops that we're all familiar with. That is Jalan Padungan, yes. But Padungan actually covers more than that. I remember when I was a boy, when my aunts used to say, let's go to Padungan, they referred to the entire area, even adjacent to the Padungan Road. Places like Bangkok Road was included, places near the river, Uphill roadside was included, places like Padang was included, places where today you have the MBKS City Hall was all included. All that area was Padungan. But in fact, if you look at your map, Padungan starts from beside the temple, although this first area has now been renamed as Jalan Bukit Mata. If you go there and look at it, they've changed it. But in history, it was Jalan Road, it was Padungan Road. It goes all the way behind until it reaches where the shops start. Okay? This is where Urban Hotel, Hilton, everything are. Then it goes down until the White Cat, and it goes further down past MBKS and all that. So Padungan is quite that whole stretch, and all the areas surrounding it. That's what I described as Padungan.